a very exciting team. Blackburn Rovers are tearing it up in the championship. Last year, with the squad they had, very young, they almost got in them playoffs. Daal didn't get there in the end, so today we take over Rovers and we've got to lift them up to the Premier League and more. This is the team that we're rebuilding. Of course, transfers haven't gone through, so we've got to sell Brereton Diaz, our best player, and we've got to sell Bradley Dack. Oh, Kaminsky. Oh, and Ash Phillips. This is the team that we're going with. We definitely need a keeper in season number 1, and I am sorry, but how is Rankin Costello only 67 rated? He's a beast in real life. I'm sure all you Rovers fans agree, as we've got a £14 million budget. That must be from a high finish last season. We've got to spend. Should make more selling players as well, as they only want mid-table. This could be one of the easiest starting seasons in the championship ever. And in our academy, Pierre Berge, we've got, I'm gonna promote him, but he might need a couple of loans. He's not that great. And signings will come, but we're gonna test this first team out. Of course, Berge not in that. Wigan, this is pre-season and we've got to win against them. And some players are on the way out. We've sold Kaminsky to Southampton, Bradley Dack's Feyenoord. That leaves us with a lot of money. So we're going to spend it on a huge player. Elliot Anderson has been let go from Newcastle. They've probably got Tonali and just wanted out with the youth. What a capture! For so cheap as well. I'm probably going to stick him in the team over Sammy Smodic straight away. I am in love with that signing. And Brereton Diaz is out now to Ajax for $7.5 million. And the first game of the season's already amongst us. We've got the Brady Bunch in Birmingham. Only Anderson in by now, and Gallagher to lead the front of the line as, we're beaten by 10 men. Disgusting, really. Gotta be better than that, so let's get signing. We need to keep out them goals, so in comes a very good keeper. Here comes another man, Nick Olige, to go in our goal. And as Bradley Dack leaves, we may take this league by storm, because we've just signed one of the best players I think I've ever signed in a season number 1. As Petar Musa from Benfica for under 5 million. This is huge for the Croat. Even larger for us though. We've got a decent championship bench and a very decent championship team now. Let's see how this does halfway through the month. And it's okay. It's not great though, it's not cracking. 11th position, Sheffield Wednesday should not be above us. QPR shouldn't be above us. We need to be closer. I have changed the team around. I took a lot of loanees out of this side, so it's looking good. I mean, Olige in goal, Travis, Musa, Buckley, Anderson, Dolan. This team's amazing and we've only got the 15 million to spend in January. We are skating very closely to FFP, Financial Fair Play, with this man because we've spent a lot on him to hopefully fix all our issues. 10.2 million on the versatile Felipe Relvas. Will he do the job for Blackburn? Oh no, and we couldn't do it in the second half of the season. Oh, Riveras did not do it. He's carried us a lot more, to be fair, but we lost on the last game to Preston, who were there in third, so the decent team. Leeds win it, Leicester second. Hull and Watford really did stop us. I mean, we were never catching Norwich City. Unlucky. Have we won a cup, though? We've won cups in League One before, and no, we're not doing a Cambridge. We're not winning the FA Cup. In the Carabao, Tottenham. There, of course, are the playoff teams you just saw. And I think we've significantly improved this Blackburn team already. We do lose Sorba Thomas, which is a blow, but 20 goals for Tyrese Dolan. Another youngster of ours, Elliot Anderson. What a coup. What a bit of business. Same with Petar Musa. We've built an amazing Blackburn already, and maybe title challengers next season? Are the board agreeing that we need to win this? They are, really. Gain automatic promotion. That's essentially them saying win the title. One signing from Europe. I like these objectives. Finally, more grace, more realism. A 16 million may not be realism, but that's realism I don't mind being out the window. We've got to improve this team somehow. I'd probably go for a left-hand side refresh. Hedges and Pickering's okay, but I think I could do better. We have made a change in ranking. Costello being a midfielder now, still not high rated. And Elliot Anderson now an attacking midfielder. What an improvement. However, so far, no signings made, but we do have Sunderland at Ewood Park against Tony Mowbray, the ex-manager. He may have some plans. Think it was a bit harsh on him getting sacked as well as the boss. as he steals a point away from our place. And next, I think this is our, well, it is our first signing, but one of our biggest ones. Was it bigger than Relvas? I've already forgot, because we're spending big bucks. Welcome to the club, Jovan Cabral. I think, yeah, it's definitely less. He was over 10, wasn't he? So we're within financial fair play, but we've got a huge left winger. Brilliant signing for Overhedgers. This team now, Premier League, nothing less. Sacked in the morning. Oh my days. I know that is in the playoffs, and I'm moaning at that. 11 points clear of Middlesbrough. But with our team, we should be top of the league. It's unacceptable that we're 10 points off Norwich City. And we've used most of the money now. We've only got 4 million, so I'm not going to spend that. Look at the team as well. We've got Anderson, who's 81 rated now. He could have a Premier League move anytime soon. We've got a brilliant over 75 in every single position team. That needs to be going up. And that, my friends, is what you call clutch. Don't know why there's a random 1 on the screen under his goals for, but we have beaten Sheffield United by a point and got 97. Glorious, glorious scenes for Rovers there. It is the two fierce rivals, us and Burnley, going up. That's going to be an interesting fixture in the Premier League. We drew more games than them and, of course, lost 1 more, but I don't care that we haven't won the league. We're going up! And going up automatically as Fulham win the FA Cup over Manchester City. Congratulations to the Cottagers, as then Liverpool win the Carabao, and the playoff teams are those ones. No Watford in the playoffs, as we've got Petar Musa scoring 23 goals. He's almost 80 rated now. Cabral the same. This is a better team than we have in the Premier League sometimes now, because we've got a lot of 79 rated. We're going to have a couple of 80 rated in the Prem very soon. I love this start we've had at Blackburn. We surely can't go down as well in this first season, as they automatically want mid-table, not avoid. So we've got some expectations on his hands. More money than usual, please, though. More money. Oh, ho, ho, ho. 63 million on a promotion to the Premier League with a squad that should already be very decent. Thank you, board. And I knew exactly how I was spending that budget once I got it. First player, 10.4 on Abrima Bamba, who's going to be a brilliant defender amongst other brilliant defenders. But then 25 million on another player right here, and then I think we're going to spend the rest of it on one other player. We're going big now as Quinton Timber, Julian, or is it Julian? I think it is Julian Timber's brother in a midfield role, because he's not a defender. A brilliant signing right there. Relvas is on international duty, and Wharton may just still get ahead of Bamba, being homegrown. Well, actually, I thought we had more than 22 million left, but apparently it's 22 million, so on to the first game of the season, I'd say, with the squad we already have. And here we go. First game of our Premier League campaign, Leeds United. Let's get going. Retegui up front, and Sinisterra and Notto still there on their wings. Maybe controversially, as one of them does score. Oh, both of them score, actually. Notto got the first. Not a great start to our Premier League campaign. Sorry, I'm almost choking on nothing because I'm just hoping we don't choke it, because we're in 8th position. Absolutely incredible from Rovers so far. We are close to Champions League football, 6 points off Newcastle, who I know we've done the double over. That is sensational stuff, and that's got me thinking, do we spend 27 million? Well, probably yes, if we could find another defender. Defense is the position, because our forwards are perfect. Also, our midfield's quite good. We've even got Buckley on the bench, and it's time for Bamba to step in. I love this team. A fullback's needed, but I love this team. And although he isn't a technical replacement fully, 10 million on Nathan Patterson I thought was a good deal. He's younger than Callum Britton, so he can step in for the remainder of this season. And it is decent, but it is only 8th position, so no European football so far. I'm pretty sure 7th doesn't get us anything, so I'm not too disheartened that we missed out on 7th. 1 point off the Geordies. Why, man? What a class first season as United win the FA Cup. We've got a chance here to build our best ever team with Blackburn. Man United win the Carabao as well, and I say that because of some of these ratings. Look at Elliot Anderson. When I say he was a steal season number 1, he is a huge steal. Look at the team that we do have as fullbacks are progressing. I'll probably want to replace them again just because of how strict I am with signings. Probably another centre-back or goalkeeper. He's decent, is Ellis, but I don't think he's the youngest of players. So that may be the shout. And this season, well, yeah, I'm just going straight for an early start. We've got Leeds United. No signings, contracts paid with 45 million. I just want to dive straight into it because I'm very excited with the board expecting Europa League spot. Plus, we've got a 91 manager rating at the start of the season. That is near enough impossible with saves. Very proud of this Blackburn side. I would be even prouder if we do beat Leeds. I've been training the players like mental. Please. Oh, it's a draw. It's better than the start of last season, though. But a draw. Hey, at least afterwards we do win the derby game against Burnley. That's a big one. And finally, a signing through the door. A player that we've signed before, but the fact it was at Luton's allowed us to get him for, I'd say, a decent price. Giorgio Scalvini's only 20-year-old and 79 rated. 30 million's actually quite a lot, but I'm taking the risk. Oh, and actually paying for Scalvini's not allowed us to get Hugo Bueno in, who I wanted as our second signing. Still, a full season to go. Very quickly into this season and very quickly into the middle. And yes, this is better this season. We are in fourth. We've not even made that many signings whilst we've been in the Premier League. Let's have a look. We've got Timber, Scalvini, Bamba, and Patterson. We made 4 signings since being in the Prem, and we are already in Champions League spots. Probably down to this man, we cannot lie. Elliot Anderson won't be our player next year. Probably simple as that. Of course, our Hugo Bueno deal fell through because we've only got 15 million in the bank. And again, I don't think it's enough to buy a player. So, will Blackburn be in the Champions League or will we go bust? And that is mission accomplished. I mean, we did go bust, but we still got Europa League and I'm happy with that. I am happy, honestly, even if we bottled it. Even if Anderson and Dolan want to leave and Timber, we did what was necessary for our Blackburn team. Europa League is good enough and we build on that. We hopefully go and win it maybe, as Tottenham won the FA Cup, speaking of winning, and then Manchester City with the Carabao. I also want to know how many goals Moose is getting because he hasn't gone up as much as I'd probably like him to in rating. He still is top scorer though with 17, and Anderson, with what he's providing, he needs a bigger move. So how are we going to do this year? Is the expected... No, we're not expected Europa League next year. We're expected a semi-final, reach the semi-final of the Europa as well. 2 young players. Speaking of young players, will Anderson still be here? What is our budget? 79 million. That's enough to replace him without even selling him. And we start off business in a negative way, selling players like John Buckley, who's been here quite a while, but got improvements. Speaking of, he's not actually a midfielder, but he's a very good player. There is no way Tottenham get to have Destiny Udogie and this man right here, so we've took off their hands Estupinian. The Ecuadorian joins Rovers. He improves our defence. Of course, we're not going to go for an improvement straight away on Patterson. I probably either want a goalkeeper or a forward if we sell one of the two. And we are managing to keep players so far. We've actually kept Ellis in goal despite replacing him here. We've still got Elliot Anderson, Dolan, and everyone, as Lucas Chevalier is the new man in from Aston Villa. But of course he wants to play in Europe. That is massive, as we've just sold Dominic Hyam to Palace and we played them first. I'm really hopeful for a good season this year round. We've improved his defensive line, and that is a 2-0 win. Dolan and Anderson, our team carriers. And I don't know exactly how much money we have so far, but look at this for a group. Getafe and Feyenoord alongside ourselves. Rapid I've never heard of, 1923. Okay, I don't know what to expect from them, but I'll look forward to it. We've still actually got 43 million as well, so that is enough for one more big player. Do we just go for another defender? So late on in the window here, we're going to sell Ibrahima Bamba, who is a bench player, for 30 million. Welcome to Rovers. With a leadership trait on him, Mark Gehi surely is our new captain in the Europa. And look at the ratings halfway through this season, honestly. One of the best teams I think we've had in recent times by this stage as well. What is this, season number 4? 5? Unbelievable. But it is only 8th position so far in the league. 34 points. We are 5 points off Champions League, where I want us to personally be. But we could be. Yes, we didn't even draw or lose. We won every single game in the Europa. Maybe it's this. that we take it forward with. Not much money to spend, only 8 million, so that's going to see us towards the end of the season. Of course, I hope he reaches semi-final, and a shout out to Travis. He's been here from the start. Same with Dolan, but Travis, I didn't expect much from at all. He's 29, he's still got a little bit to go, and he's the captain of the club. I haven't given it to Gehi, because this man's just extraordinary. I've completely given him no praise, underlooked him. He is amazing. And this league form is not good enough. Still, we're 8th in the league with 3 points off Manchester United. Then again, level with Chelsea. Swings and roundabouts, really. And who said this game wasn't realistic? We have Spurs in the semi-final without Harry Kane. So how are we going to get along with it? He's got 290 rated now in Dolan and Anderson, as we get the win. Felipe Relvas, our centre-back, and Chauvin. Still isn't done, however. We've got to go to the new White Hart Lane, and we've got Timber suspended, but we still get the win. Anderson's time to shine to the final. Real Betis in the final. Simming these last couple of games, defeats aren't going to be good. It puts pressure on this finale. If we don't beat Betis, we're 8th in the league, so we've got nothing. We will have no competitions. We wasn't anywhere near the FA Cup, won by Newcastle, but we lost in the Carabao final to Chelsea. We do have goal scorers in this team, 3 players scoring 20 plus in Cabral, Anderson, and of course Petar Musa. Dolan got quite a few, but this is the biggest finale of them all because this dictates if we get anything next year. This team that we have has no European football. What do you mean? Well, this season, I honestly don't know what to do with ourselves. They want a Europa League spot. It's got to be Champions League. It's got to be Champions League if we can keep the players as. We've got 94 million. The money stacking up. The team is stacked. We need to improve. Of course, Patterson's the obvious choice to better, but if we maybe... Oh, Travis, maybe it's time to go, mate. Or maybe we go and sell Musa and go all out for a big striker. I've never done that, really. Never gone and spent over 150 million. Maybe we do that. So welcome to the transfer list. Petar Musa. I am gonna get a big forward. Yes, he's scoring goals, but we can get better. And he's almost 30. So good luck with Jose Mourinho, Musa. He might score no goals next time, but that's 18 million in our budget. After contracts, we've got 164 million. And I want to put all that into one player. Let's go out there and find someone who's going to win Blackburn this Champions League. So after a lot of searching, we're going for Mr. Reliable. He's not the first choice I had, but Dusan Vlahovic as a Blackburn forward. Just reminds me of the Shearer days. Needs one hand up in the sky and reaching for the title, that is. Only 119 million, which isn't all 164, but still for one player is a bit much. And we get to see our new frontman in action here at the G-Tech Community Stadium for the first game of this season. We definitely need some kind of Europe, and we do get the win. Dolan and Travis, the 2 players who have been here from the Championship, scoring what should be a season-defining opener, as let's see how it is halfway through. And people predict Chelsea to do well in real life this season because there's no European football. We're kind of doing okay, but then again, only 2 goals ahead of Arsenal, and that is without European football. So it's a Champions League place, 5 points off the title. But I still expect more. We've got no European football. And more surprisingly, have I mentioned, we've kept Dolan and Anderson. Dusan's now 90 rated, so 3 90 rated players hanging on to Champions League football. We've got to change something. I think next season it is Patterson who goes and we get a new right back in. But please be in the Champions League. We were so close. We were so close. I mentioned that title race from top to 5th. We were all in it, but we did finish 2nd best, which is gutting, but also we are in the Champions League, which we aimed for, so that's the best point of them all. FA Cup, Liverpool, they're winning it all, I'm guessing. No City with the Carabao. There was all the top 4 in, of course, the semi-finals. Nowhere near the cups, but of course near the top now. We've got 3 of the world's best players in our Blackburn side, so we've got to improve. 27 goals for Dusan in his first season shows that he should do the business in the Champions League. Can we somehow better what King Kenny did here with Blackburn? We've got 201 million. We've got to win the Champions League. Plain and simple as anything. We've we're going to have the best team in the world once we get a signing in. And I've just got a feeling I want to win everything this year, so I am building this mega squad. So our first player through the door is Mr. Declan Rice baby. Probably sees Travis to the bench, but he's still involved to an extent. Literally so many players over the rating of 86. And our next player, another huge one. We've spent all his money on him because I just thought, why save any? Lucharel Gitruida from Manchester City, who underperformed. That is a right back in. Spoiler alert, we win the League, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup with this team. The only problem is we don't have a backup striker, but do I care? Not much. Go on, Josh Vale, prove yourself. And we have the Community Shield because, of course, Liverpool won the lot, so can't play themselves. Be funny if they could put like a first team against the second team out, but we've been invited to it and we've lost it. We took Rice from them, and we still lost. We should have time to put it right for the Premier League. They're playing Braybrook in midfield, and they beat us. Nino. What? At least the other two games before we see the Champions League group have been wins against Fulham and Palace, as Rangers, Frankfurt and Olympique Lyonnais make up Group B alongside ourselves. Fancy his chances, but there will be good testers, like we had in the Europa. Wow, so we've gone straight halfway through, and Rangers got the better of us in the group stages. Still, we are through, and we have Bayer Leverkusen. It could have been Sevilla. Midtjylland make it through. Fenerbahce. Some shocks there. Arsenal. I'm only joking, Arsenal fans. Calm down. Like our league form. Down. We are terrible. 34 points. I know we lost a lot in December when I was simming, but that's not great at all. We've got the FA Cup starting though. We've got Huddersfield. Let's win this. I don't know what to say. This team surely improves and we go on to actually win the Champions League. Our lowest rated player is 84 Scalvini. We've won the Champions League before with a 79 rated player in our defence. We win this. Come on. Come on then. Bayer Leverkusen. The team that is hard to beat and break down in career modes. I've got Havertz back on the wing. Kessié is the captain in the midfield. A 1-1 draw. Second leg though, Tammy Abraham now thrown up front for them, but we do get the job done. Both our wingers. Kai Havertz for them. But Blackburn progress. But here it is, lads. Fenerbahce got through. Rangers did the same, but we have PSG. Undoubtedly the hardest one you can get. Fenerbahce beat Real Madrid as well, and Rangers beat Sevilla. I cannot believe them results. If we squeeze past PSG, and I say squeeze, they've got a good team, we've got a brilliant team. We should be okay. A 2-2 draw. Imagine being at that game. We have got to find a way past these somehow. So, we're at the Parc des Princes. Is it possible? Yes, it is, Jovan. Jovan Cabral keeps scoring, and that's the biggest game out of the way. We can only go up from here, and we get equally a even harder team than PSG, or a team equal to them. Manchester City in the semi-final. Rangers and Dortmund in the other semi-final. We've had Celtic in a final before in a save. They beat Liverpool. Fenerbahce smashed by Dortmund. If Rangers get through, that will be absolutely scenes, as our team is scenes. Best team we've had in a career in a while. 2-0, breezing past City. E-I-E-I-E-I-O, up to the final, here we go. Foden and Haaland, oh, they caused a shock. But then again, we got 3 goals. And an aggregate, I forgot about the aggregate scoreline, actually. 5-3, or it was only 5-2. Is it going to show us who we have? Oh, Dortmund just squeezed through. Skin of the teeth. Fair play to Rangers, pushing them all the way. So here we have them at the Olympiastadion, but we've got to check some other competitions first. Starting off with the Premier League. We knew we'd lost the Community Shield, and we came second again. City, who we just brushed aside, brushing us aside in the Prem. Community Shield, we lost, like I just said. FA Cup, went to Newcastle, nowhere near, not even in the semis. Carabao, Luton got to the final, not even in the semis. It's stupid to say this now we're in the final of the Champions League, but this team's been a huge disappointment in all competitions, but it is only one competition that matters right now. 390 rated plus players in this team. A lot of other good ones. Travis on the bench is 85 and he's been here from the start. Same with Dolan, who is 93. Let's get going. Ranking Costello amongst the ranks on the bench and Vale. Can we prevail in the final? Not the biggest of stadiums to finish off. Actually, it is with that view, but the Olympiastadion. Where is that? Is that just Olympique Lyonnais? Am I being stupid here? Is this where the final was? Euros 2016? Portugal, France, I think it might be actually. Jude Bellingham leading them out. He's actually not transferred to PSG in this. Let's go. Incredibly exciting. Dortmund are going to cause some trouble for us. We haven't got much pace in the squad. Apart from Dolan, Vlahovic not the fastest of players, but he can make a move into the box and across towards him. He puts his head where it hurts and he stays down. Don't say he's injured. Don't say he's injured. As we've got to run on here. Dusan Vlahovic. He gives it out wide into Cabral here. Can he do anything, Jovan? Been scoring for fun in the build-up. That was a decent shot. It falls to Dolan. That's a good ball, you know, across the deck. And the player I wasn't controlling in Anderson has just missed up a tap-in for Cabral. Can't believe that just happened, as now Dortmund might get the foot on the ball for once. That wasn't a great tackle, but they played on, and that is a stupidly superb save from Chevalier. And that is a tongue twister. As can we attack from this, you know? Over the top towards Dusan, who I said wasn't the fastest of players. Proving not to be. We'll keep this ball. Jovan Cabral into Estupinian to whip that ball in. Overhead kick. Oh, what a save. Elliot Anderson with the tester. Still a corner here. Dolan to whip that in. Header is crossing the line and has crossed the line. That is the opening goal. Dusan Vlahovic from the corner. Blackburn fans go mental here in the final. A shamak into the face, or a schmack into the face, as Dolan, we need to keep the ball here. They almost kept it off the line, but wasn't able to. And are the floodgates opening? Oh, Kobel. A terrible shot, and Dortmund have offered niche in this game, so if we don't make the most of something very soon, I'm going to be a very unhappy man. If they manage to get a goal somehow in this game, I would be absolutely stunned, as here is Tyrese Dolan. No Vlahovic to aim for, but he's going for Cabral. And that should be the last attack before half-time. Unless we score here towards Vlahovic. Doesn't get there first. Apart from the corner, he's not being an eager beaver. 1-0 still, Rovers. Maybe we need to be more like Rovers instead of Beavers, as that's a bad tackle from Scalvini. He's going to get a warning, but we're treading on eggshells because Dortmund have been woeful. 1-0 up and from a set piece is not great in terms of how the game's actually reflected, as that should be a ball over the top. Purvis Estupinan running forward from left back and he scores a goal. Kubel has been great this game, but he's made a huge mistake there to allow us to score. Our left back on the score sheet. Look at this from an inverted fullback. I have been playing Football Manager a little bit. Sorry, FIFA gods, for saying that. And that is some finish from the left back. Clipped by Gabriel a little bit, but clipped it over Kobel. That's a goal. And now we've actually got our 2 goals. I'm making a huge gamble in a Champions League final. Ranking Costello, Travis, and of course Josh Vale. 3 more OGs enter the field of play. So that is now, I think, 4 original players on the field. Brilliant. Do not allow this game to go on its head. Once we, of course, I've got the 2-goal lead. I gambled a little bit, as that's a great ball. This is Anderson, Elliot Anderson, and I don't know why I even had to panic. 3-0, Rovers with another goal, and it's our first signing we made. Elliot Anderson in front of the Dortmund fans. This is now getting better. So much better now. Cabral still. We are smelling blood against this Dortmund team. Let's dink that in. Josh Vale. Oh, he's in the right place. Was almost chance for another, as Ranking Costello. Here he is. He's, of course, trained to be a midfielder and not even been played there much. So it's good to have him on the field, and he's making a decent run here. Joe Ranking Costello! Oh, dear. Sleepless nights for a man who actually is an inverted fullback, I think, in real life. As it's a 3-0 demolition job. Blackburn beat Borussia, and we've lifted the Champions League final. Oh, we haven't lifted the final. We've lifted the trophy. Dolan, Matt Gehi, everyone's played a part. What a save this has been for us. And we don't get to see the trophy being lifted. What a shocker. Oh dear, I love to see that at the end, but it looks like we haven't done. May have knocked to control. We don't get to see who the captain is, but what an achievement this has been. You know what happens now anyway. Thank you very much for watching. Comment down below some in the comment section. Of course, I do see everyone's shouts. I've got to put them on a list. I can't do them all at once, so I've got to check it twice. It's not Christmas, but I'm singing a Christmas song right there. Blackburn was the next team on the list to do. Going fairly. It was commented a while ago. And I'll see you on the next one, which could be your side.